Millions of dollars in COVID relief funds meant to support libraries and museums instead went to fund social activism programs for children. Hillary Vaughn has the details on that from Capitol Hill for us. Hillary, did any of this money go to things that helped the country recover from the actual pandemic?
Sandra, some of it did not, even though Democrats at the time, when the American Rescue Plan was being debated, insisted that this money was critical to help the country recover from the pandemic. But now we are getting insight into where the money spent actually went as part of the American Rescue Plan. $15 million went to a federal agency that supports libraries and museums across the country. That agency then handed out that cash to local museums and libraries to pay for individual projects. So here's what your taxpayer money paid for. $40,000 to the Rochester Museum and Science Center in New York for an anti-racism education field trip for third graders, educating them about a community effort to take down racist artwork from a historic carousel. $43,000 in taxpayer money went to the Minneapolis Institute of Arts to train tour guides so that they can then guide their tours with, quote, an anti-racist lens. The Brooklyn Museum got $50,000 of taxpayer cash to produce content in schools that looks at history and art through, again, quote, an anti-racist lens. And the Studio Museum in Harlan, New York got $50,000 in taxpayer money just to build a 9-foot bronze statue that addresses Black masculinity and stereotypes. Now, the federal agency is defending their spending, telling Fox Digital this: these awards enabled museums and libraries to remain strong and relevant community institutions by responding to the challenging issues facing their communities resulting from the pandemic. But lawmakers are not convinced and think taxpayers should get a refund. Congressman Ralph Norman, who sits on the House Oversight and House Financial Services Committee, telling Fox Digital this: I don't care how long it takes. We need a top-down audit on how every dollar of the American Rescue Plan has been spent. Any individual or organization who utilized these funds ought to be able to provide a thorough defense of their decisions. And Sandra, as you well know, even some former Obama economists had said the American Rescue Plan has contributed to the inflation that we're seeing today. So in a way, taxpayers are now paying twice for this stuff. Sandra?
Wow, a lot of people watching that. Thank you very much. Hillary Vaughn on Capitol Hill for us. John.